everybody? Zach again, newtutorial.com, coming in making a video for you today. Just a warning, this is going to be an eschatology type video. Some people get really up in arms when I do videos like that. They don't, listen, whenever it comes to eschatology or eschatological type topics, I go back to Mark chapter 13, the very last verse. In that chapter, our Messiah says, "What I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." And he's talking about end of time, end world events. Okay, and so what he tells us to do is to watch. It's impossible to watch without speculating about what it is we're watching. Every time I do a video like this, I have to remind people because people get, rah, rah, rah. I can't believe you're talking about this. There's so many more important things to talk about. No, these are important. That's why our Messiah brought them up. We have all in the Gospels. He talks about end world, end of times events. And we have other books of the Bible like Revelation that talk about end of world, end time events. Paul talks about these things in Thessalonians. These are important, and our Messiah says to watch. Now, if you watch my videos before, you know when I get into these sorts of things, I talk and I equate this to a horse race. I always imagine, either Churchill Downs, you're at the Kentucky Derby and you're betting on a horse. I don't bet. But if I did, and I was betting on a horse, that would be the horse I'd want to think that would win the race. And I have certain opinions about what horses are going to, win races. And I'm talking about races like, who is the Antichrist? I have my own opinions about who I believe the Antichrist will be. I have my own opinions on what I believe the mark of the beast will be. I have my own opinions about how some of these things in the last days roll out. And my opinions may not agree with your opinions. And so I'm not really going to be, I've talked about my opinions, some of them, in other videos. This is not what this is about. But listen, I have a horse in the race. And if my horse falls dead on the racetrack, I'll pick a new horse. It's okay. There's nothing salvation about this. We're just watching and speculating about what it is in the world that we are watching. What is happening in our world? Okay, so think of it like a carnival. You're at the carnival and you got all these horses and all these people are coming in and you're roll these little golf ball things up there. And if you get them in the holes and the little carnival horses move, that's all I'm viewing all of this as. Okay, it's just a carnival race. All right. The Queen is dead. The Queen has passed away, and so I have done videos in the past on this topic talking about the Stone of Destiny. And one day, when the Queen passes away, a new king or queen, in this instance a king, would be coronated, would be crowned king. And where is the Stone of Destiny going to be at? Now, if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, if you've never watched my channel before, I did a video on this. I find it entertaining. There was a movie made about this back, I don't know when, and it was about a true story about this Stone of Destiny. If you don't know what the Stone of Destiny is, it's otherwise called the Stone of Scone. Let's read about it. Yes, I know this is Wikipedia. Leave a horrible comment below and I'll read it later. Okay, the Stone of Scone is also known as the Stone of Destiny and often referred to in England as the Coronation Stone. It is an oblong block of red sandstone that has been used for centuries in the coronation of the monarchs of Scotland. It is also known as Jacob's Pillow Stone. Okay, now what says here, the Stone of Jacob appears in the book of Genesis as the stone used as a pillow by the Israelite patriarch Jacob at the place later called Bethel. As Jacob had a vision in his sleep, he then consecrated the stone to God. More recently, the stone has been claimed by Scottish folklore and British Israelism. Now, pause. Is this the Stone of Destiny? Is the Stone of Destiny or the Stone of Scone the actual stone that was in Genesis that Jacob laid his head on? I don't know. It makes for a fantastic story, though. I'm not going to put, money on it one way or the other. It's a horse in the race. I'd probably lean towards no. But maybe. I mean, there are people out there who say that, the Scots, there's evidence linking them to one of the tribes of the northern kingdom of Israel that migrated, that was carried off into captivity. Possible? Maybe. I've seen the evidence. I've looked at it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Is this the stone that Jacob put his head on? I don't know. It's a big stone. It's not easily moved. But is it the stone? I don't know. Let's keep reading. Historically, the artifact was kept at a now ruined Scone Abbey in Scone near Perth, Scotland, having been brought from Iona by Kenneth MacAlpin circa 1841 AD after its forced removal from Scone during Edward I's invasion of Scotland. It was used in the coronation of the monarchs of England as well as the monarchs of Great Britain and the United Kingdom. I think Edward I is that Longshanks? Is that the guy from the movie Braveheart? Maybe not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Longshanks. So if you watch Braveheart, that's the guy who took the stone from the Scots. It was used in the coronation of the monarchs of England as well as the monarchs of Great Britain and the United Kingdom following the Treaty of Union in 1707. So basically, it's got a long history. The stone of Scone was last used in 1953 for the coronation of Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. In 1996, the British government decided to return the stone to Scotland when not in use at the coronations, and it was transplanted to Edinburgh Castle, where it is now kept with the Scottish crown jewels. So, and you can read more and more about this. It's got lots of different things. Interesting. It's a really interesting topic. Basically, it was stolen from Westminster Abbey removal right here on Christmas Day, 1950. A group of 4 Scottish students removed the stone from Westminster Abbey for return to Scotland. During the removal process, the stone broke into 2 pieces. After burying the greater part of the stone in a Kent field where they camped for a few days, they uncovered the buried stone and returned to Scotland along with a new accomplice. According to one American diplomat who was posted in Edinburgh at the time, the stone was hidden for a short time in the trunk of a basement of the consulate's public affairs officer, unknown to him before it was removed. The smaller piece was similarly brought north at a later time. The entire stone was passed to a senior Glasgow politician who arranged for the Glasgow stonemason Robert Gray to repair it professionally. The British government ordered a major search for the stone, which proved unsuccessful. The custodians left the stone on the altar of Arbroath Abbey on 11 April 1951 in the safekeeping of the Church of Scotland. Once the London police were informed of its whereabouts, the stone was returned to Westminster 4 months after it had been removed. Afterward, rumors circulated that copies had been made of the stone and that the returned stone was not the original. They don't want it to be stolen again is the deal here. And so right now it's been returned back to Scotland because the Scots were really upset that the stone was again taken back to the British government. But the deal is this has to come back for the new coronation, okay, of the new king. Okay, that's the deal. They say you can keep it, but when there's a new king, it's got to come back to us. And there was a movie that was made of this called The Stone of Destiny. A very entertaining movie. I think you will get if you want to watch it. I think it's pretty mostly a clean movie, and so it was me and my kids watched it. We watched it, and I did a video about this movie a while back, a couple years ago, when I was interested in who would be the next king, and if this plays a part in eschatology in the last days. Now, all right, moving on. We have the stone. Okay, we have the queen who's passed away. We have the stone that people are claiming is the stone in Genesis that Jacob slept on, and it's been moved back and forth throughout England and broken in the process. Again, a movie was made about it. But then now we have a new king who's going to be coronated. Is this king going to be coronated on that stone? And we're talking about Prince Charles here, king who will be King Charles unless he takes a new name, which is possible. He can take a new name when you're coronated king. So sometimes kings do that. And so the question remains, because there are people in the Hebrew Roots movement and in the Christian movement too, in Christianity, who really truly believe that King or Prince Charles, or the future King Charles now, will be the Antichrist. Discuss. Go ahead, discuss. Leave a comment below. I see the horse in the race. Okay, I have my own horse in this race. What I believe is not relevant here. But there are people out there who really truly believe that the coronation of King Charles will bring about he will be the Antichrist. There are people who really believe this. Some people who in the Hebrew movement who are very much respected, well respected. At least I respect them. But there are people who believe this. Is it true? I don't know. It's just a horse in the race. We're at the carnival. We're rolling those golf balls down the little track thing, and they land in the certain spots, and the horses move across. We're just watching the race. I don't know. But it's interesting to watch the race. I'm just watching the show, guys. I'm just watching. See, some of you people, Zach, you're a teacher. No. I'm just like a commentator. I don't consider myself a teacher. I know some of you guys get all, you are a teacher. Guys, don't put any man on a pedestal. He will fail you every time. I'm just a commentator. Okay? It's like I'm watching the race. This is a sport. You know, it's my favorite thing. I'm not wasting my life's time, time in life on anything else in this world because all of it is worthless. I choose to spend my time and what I think and what I believe and what I study on Scripture, on the Bible, because I think that's the only thing that matters. There's nothing that's more important in this world, in this life, than what my Father wants for me and the people around me, and to do the things that He says to do, to be obedient to Him. So I'm just commentating on what I'm seeing here. I'm a commentator, a sports commentator. I'm watching the show just like you are. And we're having fun. We're just having fun discussing what it is we're watching. So, is King Charles or Prince Charles or whatever his new name will be, is he going to be the Antichrist? It's a horse. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Will he be coronated on the stone of destiny, otherwise known as the stone that Jacob in the book of Genesis laid his head on? Interesting to watch. We'll see. We'll see. There's some people in Scotland who absolutely do not want this to happen. And there are some people in Scotland who are traditionalists who it's fine if that happens. But the people in Great Britain and England, they don't want to break tradition. They absolutely want that stone back for this coronation. We'll wait and see and how it all plays out. Maybe there'll be some internal politics. But interesting show. Okay, guys. Yeah, discuss. Go home. Read your Bible. Thanks.